Hey everyone, Egman here with another video. Sorry I haven't been making a lot this week. I've just been getting ready for Las Vegas and just, all the packing and, making sure that my cars are here and, getting ready and all that kind of stuff. So I haven't been making videos, sorry about that. But I did want to make one more before I left. I wanted it to be a little bit more lighthearted and fun. So we're going to do like my prediction of, or not really prediction, but like a wish list of like reboot leaders that I want in this next set, assuming we're getting any right. But I think there are some leaders that could also use the reboot system, and I thought it was a really cool idea, and I think a lot of people like them. Besides, not a lot of people are liking the green Father Son Kamehameha Gohan right now, but I still think it was a cool idea, and I'd love to see it, and a couple more leaders. So here are 5 different leaders that I would be I would like to get rebooted, and also maybe some just ideas of how they could be rebooted. Okay, first up, if you know like OG Eggman, I really like the Maiden archetype. I thought it was really cool, and part of the reason that I don't know it was lackluster though is because this leader was pretty bad. So when this card attacks a leader card only, so that sucks. Look at only the top 2 cards from your deck. You have to choose a Maiden Squadron among them. Not even a Universe 2 card. It just has to be Maiden Squadron. Then you place bottom of the deck in any order. And then it's Awaken Draw 2, not an Untap 2, which would have been super helpful for all the combo stuff this deck was doing. And then it's Awaken, or Active Maiden once turn if there are, Maiden Squadron cards. Sorry, if there's Kakuna and Rosie in play in your battle area, you can choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it, and then when this card attacks, draw 1. So this is just like a rough leader. I wish it was an untap leader, and like the top side is super difficult, especially when this card was released. I think if you went like played all the Maiden Squadron cards, there was 4 of each of the main ones, and then 4 of like the 2-drop Brienne as well. So I mean there's 20, so even like that's still like less than a 50-50 chance with a deck full of them, I feel like. So it just felt like a really bad idea. If I was to remake this, I'd make this really similar to like how the Jiren leader works, where you can either like draw 1 or have the ability to just play like a not Universe 2 perhaps, but maybe a Maiden Squadron from your hand with 2 costs or less. So that could mean like you're able to play the Brienne 2-drop from your hand for free, which really starts like the whole chain as well. So this could be like an untap 1 draw leader. I don't know. I think like the Jiren leader for like this archetype would have been fantastic. So maybe that's something that we can think about doing. But I really like this archetype, and then really like the engine as well. So I hope like we get a better leader for all of that, especially since like we're getting some green yellow stuff for it. I'm not sure if this will get like a surge leader, but just like another leader to be able to like take advantage of those cards. And then next up we've got the Bardock. Kind of similar story. This one leader is actually pretty not bad. It's like an auto burst 2, and when this card attacks the leader card, draw 1, and this card gets plus 5k power creation in the turn, so pretty good. And then when your life is at 4 or less, it's untap 2. And on the Awaken side, so Sparking 5, when this card attacks, draw 1, and then this gains plus 5k power creation in the turn. And then also, when this card is attacked, if a Bardock crews in your drop area, you may choose 1 card in your life placed in your drop area. If you do, negate the attack. That's not a once per turn effect either, but just being able to like negate attacks for quote-unquote free. It just means like you have like a shocking death ball kind of thing, as long as you have like the removal from your drop area, which should be pretty easy with this leader. In general, like this leader is pretty okay. I think this is more like the archetype that can use it, but I think this could be like a candidate for like another like blue yellow surge leader. That's something I'd be really excited for. It has like a lot of archetype support for that, and in general, like they're kind of like retroactively making some Bardock crew cards, but they have to be yellow. So I think this is a cool leader, and maybe if I don't necessarily think the leader effects need to change that much, but if this was like a surge leader instead, like a blue yellow surge, I think that would be really cool. And I don't know, I think it'd really support the archetype. Next up, we've got the Vegeta leader. I don't know how I felt about this one, but I decided to put it on just because like, this was my first leader that I tried really hard to play with, and it has such a unique effect, and I'm not sure if they don't ever want to make this card again because it's like a ruling's nightmare with all these multicolor cards, but being able to get all your Son Gokus and Vegetas to be red, green, and blue in all areas is great. And then when this card attacks, place up the top card from your deck and drop area. If that card's red, this card gains plus 5k power duration of the turn, and then it's a draw 2 leader. And then Awaken Perm each of it's still the same thing with all your Gokus and Vegetas, but also when this card attacks, draw 1. Then if there are 10 or more cards in your drop area, this gains plus 5k power and double strike duration of the turn. So I think this leader is neat. I think having this ability is fine as long as like we have like some more like card advantage. Like this could be like a burst leader. instead, like so when this card attacks you have to drop. But I don't think like this effect with 10 or more and drop. Actually, that's probably fine having Sparking 10. Maybe it says if you have 10 or more Son Gokus and Vegetas in your drop area, instead it'd be plus 5k and double strike. And then like I don't know, maybe like there could be some like really fancy like win conditions as well, or not win conditions, awaken conditions where like if it could be like if your life is at 4 or less, or you have a Goku and Vegeta on your board, you can flip this over, like kind of bring like the archetype together, like and like they could be like an untapped 2 leaders. So like if you have the Goku and the Vegeta out, you can always like untap 2 to potentially like go into Union Potara that turn. I think that could be really neat and help the deck out a lot. So just an idea of like more consistent draw on the front side and being able to maybe like help out the Union Potara side a little bit, because that can be really costly. I think this leader could be really fun, and I still think it's really cool. It's just you have to be at like awakened really quickly, or you just keep losing resources. But we'll see if that happens. I'm not sure if they want to mess with this green, blue, and green color, green, blue, and red color thing in all areas more than they have to. They might have to mean what this says, because there's like so many niche rulings because of this card, and maybe they don't want to play this the game with that again. But next up we've got the Goku Black leader. This one is fantastic. I think this is a really neat leader. It has a really unique effect. So activating once per turn. If you have 2 or more blue energy, choose 1 card in your life and place it in your energy area. At the end of your turn, choose 1 of your energy and place it in your drop. So the idea is that you can like ramp up, but then like you just get like 1 free energy a turn, and just like the idea where you untap an energy and then you like you can just put like energy you don't need anymore, or like a tapped energy to your drop, so you can get like 1 free energy. Just a really neat idea. And we've also like gone past where all these Goku Black kind of archetype stuff is coming back to him as well. So I think it could be really neat. It's a draw 2 leader when you're at 4 or less, and then on the awakened side, nothing too fancy, but during your turn, if you have 2 or less life, this card gains plus 5k power and double strike, which is nice, and then also draw the card auto. Think about this leader, what it could do. Either one that needs a little bit more draw power on the front side, I think could help this out a lot. So it could be like if you have 2 or more blue energy when this card attacks, either do the draw 1 or like do the life thing, but it gets to keep it. Maybe that might be a little bit too much, but being able to like maybe it'd be like take 2 life and ramp 1. Maybe, I don't know. That could be something. Alternatively, like I could think of like a weird like awaken condition, say if it says something like if you have 4 or more energy, you can take you do like the same thing where you take the life and put it into your energy, but it just stays there permanently. It doesn't do like the go away effect. So like some ramp that would take some life investment that's still permanent, but still like sets you back a little bit. I think something fancy with that could be put there, but just the fact that like this is a ramp leader in a sense, I think is really neat. You just have to be careful that aggro can really abuse it too. So I think that's part of the reason. And like one of my first decks that really took off as a decklist profile was with this leader. It was just Storm, which is really easy to make. But with this leader, I thought it was really cool, and you got to cheat out free energy, and it was a blue leader, so you could use unyielding trunks and all that. Really cool, and it gets double strike on the awaken side, which can really help close out games. So it has a soft spot in my heart, and I think it could be really cool moving forward, especially with how much like Zamasu and Goku Black stuff they printed in the last couple sets. And then lastly, this should be a surprise to no one who's been watching my videos. I think Bojack is a super cool archetype, and I really pushed for it for a really long time, and unfortunately it just sucks. The leader is just too bad. Despite pretty much the rest of the cards in the archetype being pretty dang good, especially with like the 3-drop Bojack and the blue-yellow Surge stuff, not Surge, multicolor like arrival stuff. I think this leader can be really good if it just had like a little bit more card advantage, or just I don't know, it wasn't bad. Like actually did something when it flipped over, right? Like that's such a bad thing. That's the only leader that does that, and I think it's terrible. Even they just made this and it was an untap leader or untap 1 leader or draw 1 leader, I'd probably be okay. But I think they were too worried about this archetype being too broken, and it wasn't with this leader. And so I think like they owe it to me to make it better with all the cards I've collected. But I think this is a really cool card. I think the archetype is great, and maybe if this was like a Surge leader, that'd be really cool too. It could be like a blue-yellow, and so like there's like a better reason for you to be like if the backside effect is really broken, then you have like more of a reason to do this, because you know a lot of these surge leaders are kind of like halfway card advantage, and so like on the front side you gain card advantage but not on the back, or vice versa. This could be a really good like leader for that, or you know, just a Bojack with the Bojack Brigade tag. That could be like another good target for like a blue yellow archetype, especially since there's already a couple blue yellow cards for this archetype. I think this could be reinvented and really do that. So and you know, kind of like how Metacooler was, you know, archetype specific leaders they might not be super crazy for, but I think this is really what my bet is. I really hope this card gets rebooted and get some like really cool things. So that's it for me. That's the just 5 leaders that I thought could have been rebooted, and maybe if they do it again, these are what I would want for it. Let me know what you guys think below. Let me know what other leaders you guys would want rebooted. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you all next time.